Hi, my name is Franklynn and I'm a master's student studying at University College London and Yale. And today I'd like to show you how to roast vegetables. Now you've probably had roasted vegetables on many occasions, maybe at home, but maybe you haven't tried it yet because it sounds kind of fancy. But in reality, it's really easy. So today we're going to roast some vegetables and add it to a scrambled eggs breakfast. Now let's start with the vegetables we're using. So I've chosen these small mushrooms, 6 of them. You can choose baby bell mushrooms or button mushrooms. I like the small ones because you don't have to waste time chopping them up. They're already bite-sized and they're a good size for roasting. Now to balance out the earthy flavors of the mushrooms, I have a very sweet cherry tomatoes. So I have 6 of these, 6 of the mushrooms. And again, they're bite-sized, they're ready to go once you wash them. And to balance out the sweet taste and the earthy taste, I have the sharp taste of green peppers. So I just used half a green pepper and sliced it up into pieces that will roast all the way through in the oven. So these are our vegetables, but you could roast any vegetables, really. And the drill is the same for any vegetables that you're going to roast. Once you wash and cut them, you just need to toss them in some oil, seasonings, and then they're good to go in the oven. So I'm adding a tablespoon of olive oil. That's the typical amount you would add to any vegetables. And I'm just seasoning it with some salt, pepper, and oregano because that's what I like. But you could add any seasonings you like. So you could try garlic, you could try chili powder, you could try rosemary or coriander, really anything. So you just toss the vegetables, so mix them around in the oil, make sure they're all covered so that they'll cook all the way through. And then while you've been preparing the vegetables, you will have preheated the oven to 425 degrees. And then you just spread the vegetables out on a baking sheet. When the oven's ready, you put them in. And all vegetables will take anywhere between 10 minutes and about 25, depending on how hard they are. Now, our vegetables are already quite soft, so they'll only take about 10 to 15 minutes. Probably check them after 10 minutes. But if you want to try something like carrots, broccoli, or potatoes, they might take longer, more like 20 or 25 minutes. So after these have been in the oven for a few minutes, you're going to want to start your scrambled eggs so that they're done at about the same time. Now I've already cracked 2 eggs into this cup, and then I washed my hands, and that's really important. When you're dealing with raw eggs, they might have salmonella bacteria on them, and that'll make you sick if you ingest it. So whenever you've touched raw eggs or a utensil has touched them, you want to wash that afterwards to avoid contaminating any of the food that you're going to eat. So once you've washed your hands, I like to add a tablespoon of milk to scrambled eggs, and this just helps them fluff up as they're cooking. So you don't need to if you don't want to, but I just find that makes for fluffier scrambled eggs. And now this is my secret ingredient for scrambled eggs, is a tablespoon of crumbled up feta cheese. Now this is really delicious. It cooks perfectly with the eggs. You don't even know it's there until you bite in and you taste it. So about a tablespoon of feta with your 2 eggs and your tablespoon of milk. And now you just whisk it up. Now you can use a fork for this. If you have a whisk, that'll help. But just make sure that the yolk is really broken up and that it's a consistent liquid by the time you want to add it to your pan. You will have preheated a pan over the stovetop to medium heat, and then you add your liquid mixture. And you want to watch the eggs as they cook and constantly stir them slowly with a spatula. They take about 4 minutes to cook, and you'll notice after about a couple minutes they start to get more solid and less liquid. And this is when you want to use your spatula to just break up the egg a little bit so that when it's done you have that scrambled eggs look. What you'll see here is the finished breakfast. So we have very fluffy scrambled eggs here and our roasted vegetables. So they're a little bit soft, but I kept them a little bit crunchy still. It took about 10 minutes for them to cook, and they're nicely seasoned. They're ready to go. But this is something you can do for any meal. You can roast any of your favorite vegetables, try any seasonings. You could add roasted vegetables over top of some couscous or some rice, or you could wrap them up in a panini or a whole wheat tortilla for lunch. So roasting vegetables is a really easy way to add more vegetables into any meal of the day.